Hello guys, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if it's your first time coming across this channel, you're so much welcome and your presence is so much appreciated here. And if you haven't subscribed and you're watching this video, make sure you do, because if you haven't subscribed, you have been missing out on a lot of amazing stuffs, amazing content from this channel. So you guys, there is this trend that has been going on TikTok for quite some time, and I thought this was like the right time. I hope into that challenge, although mine, I'm gonna be doing it on my channel, not on TikTok. So you guys, oh God, I even forgot to show you my nails, you guys. A moment for my nails. They look so good. Yes, I know. So you guys, this is the trend. Life has been so private that no one knows. I have 7 kids. Life has been so private that no one knows I'm a cat mom. Anyways, jokes on me. But you guys, let me just get started. Now, on a serious note, life has been so private that no one knows I was involved in a very fatal road accident recently. Life has been so private that no one knows I was involved in a greasy road accident, and I was severely injured. Yeah. So you guys, by the time you're gonna see this video, it means I'm already healed. Not 100% healed, but like 98% healed. You guys, it was actually a bus accident. In my entire life, I have never ever been involved in a road accident. So you guys, life has been so private that no one knows I was involved in a very fatal road accident that almost claimed my life. So you guys, enough of me saying that life has been so private, but anyways, no one knows apart from few of my family members and maybe one or maybe 2 friends that are aware of this thing. No one else knows about it, because like I said, life has been so private and I was taking my time to heal. Yeah, I haven't even been so active online, and although I have been active, maybe I never posted anything about the accident. But you guys, it was so tragic, and I just thank God I survived it, because, well, some people were more injured, and I think a better number of the people that were in that bus were so much injured than I was. And well, a backstory of what had happened. It was actually on Sunday afternoon. And I was scheduled for a lashes appointment. And I'm so sorry if you guys, like, not if, I feel like I'm repeating myself, and I'm trying not to. So I'm sorry about that. I was scheduled for a lashes appointment in the evening, and yeah, actually on Sundays, I just love being in bed. Like, I actually call my Sundays lazy Sundays, because there are times whereby I don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to engage in any activity. But this one was supposed to be a special one. Although things didn't turn as planned, it was a special one because I decided to get out of my comfort zone because, well, I think I already said I had booked for a lashes appointment, and so yeah, I was like, the appointment was in town where I usually go to fix my lashes, and therefore I had already talked to my lash technician, and well, I was scheduled for 2 p.m. and you guys, like I said, I usually call my Sundays lazy Sundays because they are days, they are actually days that I don't feel like doing anything. And well, did I say that my appointment was supposed to be at 2 p.m? But unfortunately, I think I overslept, and to some extent, I thought that I wasn't gonna make it for the appointment. So I took it upon myself to text my technician to let her know that I was gonna be late, but she wasn't disappointed because one thing about me is that I'm gonna show up 30 minutes late, or maybe or maybe just 1 hour late. I don't know why that keeps happening, but each and every time I know I have an appointment, I actually just don't make it in time. Never ever have I made it on time unless I'm going for a job interview. I don't actually understand why, like, every time I'm going for a job interview, I'm there on time and maybe just a bit earlier. But any other day I have an appointment to do something else, to make my hair, and not like I don't respect other people's time, but I don't know why that keeps happening. So I told her that I was probably just gonna be a bit late, and she was like, well, I'm so used to you, I knew this was gonna happen. So and to some extent I wanted to cancel the appointment because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do it or not. Like I said, it's a lazy Sunday, so well, that was expected. But at the same time, I didn't want to make her like feel bad about making an appointment, then I end up not showing up. I was like trying my level best to make sure I show up. So as time went by, I think I was almost to cancel the appointment. But then I was like, yo, if I cancel the appointment, I might be busy and probably not have time for all that. So yeah, I took it upon myself to wake up, took a shower and prepared. So, well, I think I have learned to, like, sometimes I think things keep happening in my life whereby, like, each and every time I doubt my guts, something ends up happening because I was so undecided. First and foremost, I was so undecided. But well, I just had to do it because there is no way like you can just book an appointment and fail to show up without a valid reason. So I headed out. I was actually going to town. That's where I do fix my lashes from. So nilienda kwa stage ya matatu to board a vehicle from my place to town. And well, how do I call these people? Kuna like wanaitangwa kabagera or something, wenye wanakuanga wanaita mtu ingia kwa hii gari ama like not usiingie, like wenye wanakuanga sometimes they even go to an extent of kuvuta mtu, ni kama wanakuforce kuingia kwa gari. So there was this Nissan that was going to the same direction that I was going to, but then I didn't, well, to some extent I wanted to board it, but then si unajua hiyo mvutano kuanga kwa stage. unavutwa huku unavutwa huku, and nikajiambia tu a bus will be much better now that I know one thing with matatus. Okay, like zinaitangwa aje, Nissan sema ndo matatu, I don't know. One thing with them ni kama most of the time huenda zikisimama kwa stage zote, so it takes much time kusafiria matatu than it takes for a bus, because most of the time kama wanabeba watu unapata like wanabeba watu wenye wanaenda like specific place wote direct, hakuna kushuka kwa njia. So remember, I was already late for my appointment, so yeah, I thought the bus was gonna be the best option, so I boarded the bus, and unfortunately it wasn't my lucky day, because you know what, the bus that I thought that haingeenda ikisimama kwa stage zote, it ended up like kusimama kwa stages zote, and to some extent I was feeling bad because I knew like by the time I was gonna get. And then another thing I forgot to mention is that it was raining. It started raining cats and dogs, like it was raining heavily, but as we all know, it has been like that for the past 2 months, I think, so nothing new. And did I mention ilienda ikisimama kwa stages zote, and I knew by the time I was gonna get in town ningefika, and I was gonna get there like by the time I was gonna come back to my house ingekuwa ishakuwa late, but well, a girl just wanna look good, right? So whatever it takes, hata kama ni kutembelea kwa mvua and so forth. So fast forward, after amesimama kwa stage ya mwisho sasa ndo to proceed to the town direct. Sijui like how I should, anyways, I think story for another day. Acha nisiweke whatever on this video, but tuliendelea na safari until we got to, where was it, hapo town, ile place huitwa Koja, inaitangwa hivyo, yeah, actually that's the name. We were approaching there, and like I can't really tell whatever happened, but all I know in a twinkle of an eye, well, I think I remembered something. I have remembered something. I just heard people, like people screaming kwa basi. Nilienda, okay, sijui nini ili happen, but I just heard people screaming, and the next thing I remember, niliona, I saw like people who are severely injured. Some people were bleeding so heavily from their heads, and a good number of people were like severely injured. As much as I was injured, I wasn't injured as much as like many people in that bus were injured. But I remember to some extent I was like, well, I actually didn't know that I was injured immediately, because I remember like from my seat seeing like people trying to like get out of the bus injured. I was like, well, I was like just feeling sorry for them, and to some extent I was like, thank you God, you have saved my life. And like I said, I didn't know I had any injuries. I think the pain was so much, to some extent I felt it a bit later, and I was like just wondering, there were no signs whether we were gonna be in that accident. But well, all I could do is feel sorry for my fellow busmates, or how should I call them, abiria wenzangu. I felt sorry for them, until I alighted. Is that even the correct like whatever to use? Until nikashuka kwa hiyo basi, and I noticed that my shirt was bloody. It was so bloody to some extent. I have never seen myself, never ever ever have I seen myself shed that amount of blood. It was scary, and before I knew it all, God, I had like an injury on my eye, on this side of my eye. I was nose bleeding at the same time, and I even had some blood coming from my mouth. That's when I realized it was so bad. Like, it was so bad, you guys. And having in mind it's something that I have never experienced in my entire life, I was so scared. I thought I was gonna lose my eye. Jesus. And it was so scary. But then I was looking to some, like I was just staring, not like really staring, I'm in shock, I'm in pain at the same time. Although I did mention that I didn't feel the pain immediately, it took me some minutes to even realize that I was injured. It's actually the time that I saw blood, I saw my shirt soaked in blood. That's when I think I realized I have an injury. Well, is there anything like that? I don't know. But we move. And I remember how how do I put it? Like after nilishuka kwa gari, we had people who are waiting for us, like ukishashuka wanakuchukua, wanakuweka kando. Like, how do I put it? Jesus. Anyways, so watu wote wenye walikuwa kwa gari tukatolewa sisi, like tukamanage kushuka, na those who didn't manage wakatolewa. And then after walitolewa tukawekwa like place moja, and well, we were waiting for an ambulance to come. Yeah, but I was so lucky enough, one boda guy, sijui alinihurumia tu, me with another guy, akatushika mkono. And to some extent, how do I put this? To some extent I thought like, sasa huyu anaona like tumepatwa na ajali, because I know like people do take advantage of those situations. You might think that someone wants to help you, kumbe mtu hata anaenda kukupora and so forth. Like, it's actually so sad for people to take advantage of such situations, but unfortunately it's something that happens. Like, kwa kila sina kukosi wezi. But he wasn't a bad person. He volunteered to take me to the hospital, to a nearby hospital, and the humanity in him, he didn't charge us nothing. He took us to the hospital free of charge, and it was quite a distance from where the accident happened to where we could like access medical attention. It was quite a distance, but bet me you, he didn't charge us nothing. It was like he took us there, he made sure that tumeonwa na daktari, he made sure that tumeshughulikiwa, and then he left. And well, I didn't know that good people still exist, because that was so kind of him. Like, I wish I took his number, maybe later in life, I don't know. Like, you know, it's good to kurudisha mkono. If someone has ever been good to you, it would also be kind of you to kurudisha mkono. By then nilikuwa nimechanganyikiwa. I just wanted to get first aid, so hakuna vile hata ningefikiria like I would have taken his number. And yeah, he left, and you guys, nilienda nikaekwa whatever. I had like I had like 2 stitches here. Let me see whether you can see it. I had like 2 stitches on this side of my eye. I've first things first, to receive their like the first aid, and then the nurse said I need to see a doctor after she administered the first aid. She said that I needed to see the doctor just in case I have like some internal bleeding, which I thank God I didn't have it. Just in case I have like a broken bone, which I thank God none of my bones were broken. And the doctor said I didn't have like, how do I put it? I was like out of danger. The only thing that was needed to be done was to like stitch the whatever here, like I have already shown you. So I actually learned a lesson, like whenever you are like in doubt to do something, just don't do it, because each and every time I have like in a situation whereby like you plan to do something and then to some extent you change the plan, you don't want to feel like it, but then since it was already in your mind, you have to fight your guts to do it. Just don't do it. In many occasions vitu zimenifanyikia in a way that ile time nasema like sitaki kufanya kitu and then I end up doing it, something ends up happening, either good or bad thing. So but most of the time I don't know why ni vitu mbaya who end up who happen whenever like you're fighting with your guts to do something, because actually I'm very certain if I wasn't gonna be late for my appointments, maybe there was a probability that I wouldn't have been involved in that road accident. Also, labda if I didn't go on that day, if I would have like ended up like canceling the appointment, maybe the accident wouldn't have happened. Yani kuna a lot of factors zenye zinanionyesha like if I didn't fight my guts, all that wouldn't have happened. But well, if it was like God's will for that to happen, it would have eventually happened. But well, I just thank God that I'm safe, right? I'm like out of danger, 98% healed. The stitches were actually removed, so the only other thing he makiishe too and I'll be good to go. So ever since that happened, I have been indoors, and yeah, because nilienda nikaekwa whatever, it was so big, whatever nikafunikwa na ile, sijui how I should call it, it was like so big. And then after 2 days macho zangu zikafura and I had to go back to the hospital, but luckily nikatumwa kwa daktari wa macho, and yeah, he said I was out of danger. I was out of danger, and I was given some inflammatory like drugs to make the hiyo kuvimba iende, and I was given some other painkillers, some antibiotics which were very effective. And yeah, right now I'm just like manifesting healing energy, and I hope that the scar won't be visible. I just hope that it will disappear, go for good. I just can't imagine myself having like an even skin tone because of a scar. And this is a very sensitive area. I wouldn't have to, like, I wouldn't wish or want to have a permanent scar on it. And I just hope that everyone that was involved in that accident made it out alive and they are also out of danger. And yeah, so that was what has been happening. And maybe by the time you guys gonna see this video nitakuwa like heal kabisa. And thank you guys for your continued support, and I don't take that for granted. You people, you mean a lot to me. And yeah, each and every time I actually talk about consistency and then naenda nakuwa busy, but I'm just trying to concentrate on this content creation thing. And yeah, I have been keeping that as a secret because I just wanted to keep it as a secret so no one knew. And yeah, most people will be shocked to find out from my channel, to find this first-hand information from my channel. And well, I don't think it will be appropriate to post the videos I took of myself on the scene, because well, they are so like, they look bad. Like I have like blood all over, hapa nimefura, like my nose, I have like a nose, my nose was bleeding, my mouth, I also had like blood coming from my mouth. I don't think it will be the right thing to do, but that has been it. And yet again, I thank God for the opportunity of life. I learned from that day, I learned to not be taking life for granted, because one day you're okay, and then the next minute you're gone. So learn to appreciate yourself, learn to love yourself even harder, and once again, never fight with your guts. If you don't feel like doing something, you just don't force yourself into doing it. Just be you, like. But now, since it has already happened, and well, sometimes naona like I figure the whole scene, it happened so fast, but I'm good now. And yeah, and did I even show you my outfit? Yeah, this is what I'm just wearing, because healing energy kwa nyumba. Juu naenda wapi nikikaa hivi, nikikaa scars, nikiwa na scars. Anyways, you guys, this is gonna mark the end of this video, and if you haven't made it until the end of it, know that I love you so much. And make sure you like, if you have ever like encountered such an experience, let me know, and let me know how you handled it. And yeah, and before I end, just in case I forgot to show you my nails, this is how they look. I love them. And you guys, see you on the next one, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that if I get to upload if I get to upload videos on my channel, you get to be the first one to be notified. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And yeah, also make sure you like this video. And yeah, bye.
Every time I need the brody of Jesus. Every time I need the brody of Jesus. Because he is good. Because he is good. Every time I need the brody of Jesus. Nujandere kwisuru ndebana. Nshobora kukugusha to Dubai. I am going.
Kasongo ye Mombali nanga Kasongo mbona wewe Songa libala oh ye